Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hello farmers and welcome back to Mercury Farms. It's late evening hours. We got a couple more hours before it gets kind of darkish. And we are in our Case Puma windrowing for the T8, which is right behind us with our loading wagon. And of course we're windrowing up some hay that we just tedded not long ago in last episode. We need the hay. We are low on hay and hopefully we get somewhere around 200,000 liters, which I think is what we usually kind of get. Somewhere in that area. Need to top off our sheep, and of course the cows could use some full mix rations at some point in a couple days, especially if we're going to start buying some more in the near future. What to do with our cash, not quite sure just yet, but we'll find something to do with it. I don't know if I'll be spending it today or not. Mainly today is pick up some of this hay. Well, not some of it, hopefully all of it, and then use our slurry spreader that we bought the other day and slurry the field next to the silo, the one of them that we just harvested the sunflowers in. And then after that we shall see. I would like to put one of those little working stations up here for some of our equipment, but it's not really, I'm thinking of our equipment up here is in dire need of repair, but it probably could use some. Washing station wouldn't hurt either. I would like to buy a cultivator, which I have not even really looked at them yet. But, like I said, we got plenty of things to spend the cash on. It's just a matter of what to spend it on first. And of course, we have that field that we purchased also that I kind of need to take care of at some point. But we're waiting for the crops in that field to be harvested. Mainly just the sunflowers. The obviously potato, I think it's potato and cotton. Obviously I can't harvest unless I lease out a harvester, and for what little crop I'm going to get off that field, not worth it. And definitely lease a tree harvester to cut down some of those trees, and I'm thinking cut down some of these trees up here and just get rid of them finally. They're starting to be just a little bit annoying for me to work around. You're not full yet. Nope, you're not leaving a trail behind, so we're good there. So yeah, I'd like to get this done before it gets dark. And I think our first load we will bring on down to the sheep and top off the sheep. The sheep are probably somewhere around 40%, so it's not going to hurt to top them off. And then the rest will go into our silo at the main farm. Probably next week is when we'll start transferring some of the crops over to a new silo and a new parking area, because we have those fields as well. We're just waiting for those to be ready to be harvested. I'll harvest them and then we'll, do some landscaping, tear down some fences, all that fun stuff. Nope, he's still picking up the hay, so he's not full yet. He'll let me know at some point when he's full. And here is our first load of hay. Like I said, we're going to come on down here and help out the sheep as much as we can. Top them off. That's all they took, really? That's all they took? Sheep don't really take that much, it seems like. Cows, sheep. Okay, so 27,000 liters, and I gave them, like, wait, see if I can get that number just right. Yeah, about 13,000-ish. Just didn't look like much came out of there, but I guess we got 90,000 liters in a trailer. It's not going to look like much. Alright, so now I need to bring this to our silo, dump that in there, go back and rake up some more hay, collect it all, and like I said, hopefully we can get it done before midnight. Not midnight, before 7:30, which is like 2 more hours to go. That is a nice grass field right there, nice and flat, no trees, but when we rent our tree harvester, Yeah, we'll cut down those trees there. Obviously, that's what it's for, but then we'll go up there and cut down those as well, just to get them out of there. Yeah, I may even cut down that tree way down at the end of that field as well. That way I don't have to worry about it anymore. And this field right here that we're coming up on, to our right, that's the one we're going to be spreading some slurry in the next morning. Finally put our slurry spreader to use that we bought last week. But let me go ahead and put this hay into storage, head back up. I'll probably get at least probably 2 more loads out of those 2 fields, so I'll see you in just a bit. I have just brought in our second load of hay down to the silo. And now I'm picking up some hay that, I don't want to say that he missed. I just didn't realize that he was full. So we'll bring him up right behind our Case Puma, put him on Follow Me once again. I think 30, I'm going to say it's meters is probably set for the distance wise, but I think 30 is probably the best distance I've seen. 25 seems to be too close sometimes if you go downhill and they've got a good head of steam going. They kind of run in the back of you, so I think 30 is a good distance. But we should get just a little bit more hay out of here. I'm hoping another 45,000 liters would be really nice. But we get what we get. And in a couple days time, if I need more, well, we know where to get it. Just have to make it. This is a rather steep hill, though. The T8 can kind of struggle when the loading wagon starts to get a little bit full. And also, like, we're going to finish this just before it starts to get where the sun starts to go down. So that's it. That's also an added plus. I was hoping to get it done, so in the morning we can just kind of focus on spraying some slurry down. A runaway T8, look out. And of course, I really probably need to focus on collecting some hay in the next week or so. Because I would like to, like I've been saying, get more cows in the future. Which means more total mix rations. But at least, before we expand the cows, the first thing I'll probably do is put down the mixer. Just because it's going to save ourselves some time shuttling back and forth to a silo. And instead of putting a silo down here, I can just stick this stuff right in the mixer. And also, when we clean the cows in the morning, or whenever we do clean them, we can just take the silage that they spill out and put it right into the mixer itself. So it all works out. I just forgot how much that mixer is that we're using on the Pacific Northwest. I think I'm also using that on Hawke's Bay as well. Yeah, that does remind me after I said Hawke's Bay. Last episode of Hawke's Bay we had rain. I had to fast forward it. Well, not fast forward it, but I did some field work other than harvesting. I think we sold animal crops, or animal products, and I'm like, okay, well the next day we can harvest. It stopped raining just as it went dark. I said, alright, let's go to bed and see in the morning what we got for situation here, field-wise. And we slept through the night, woke up in the morning, and it started raining again. It's like typical weather in Hawke's Bay. Alright, let them come on down the field here. Do not run into the back of me, please. Let's see, I'm in the lead car, so it's Shift F. There we go. You stay right there, sir. Yeah, so most of the equipment up here, since the day we bought it, has not been repaired. And wow, I wasn't paying attention to me backing up at all. Let's straighten up this a little bit here. There we go. Sometimes I just back up too fast instead of just taking it easy. Yep, nothing I need here. Can I do... No, so I can't... you can't start follow me from the lead tractor, it looks like. I think I've tried to do that before. I need you, sir, to follow me on down back to the main farm so you can put that in the silo. Greenhouses look like they're good to go through the night. Probably, though, the orchard ones need to be topped off, because one of them we never got full anyways. How's that T8 doing? I don't want to get too far ahead, but... I don't use follow me that much, and I should sometimes, but I just don't. I just bring one tractor from one spot to another, then go back, grab the other one, and drive it. It's not that far. It's not like that Time 64 map where you wouldn't want to drive from one side of the map to the other and like, okay, now I need the other tractor. So I need to put all this into the silo. And then I need to go check on the orchard. Our trailer might be full of manure. May have taken that corner. It's a little bit too sharp for him. I like how you cancel follow me and that driver just disappears. So almost 40,000 liters, not too bad. But at least now we have some in storage. And our sheep are topped off. So our sheep should be good for about, I'm going to say 9 days, because we're getting one just about, is it every day we think we're getting a new sheep? A new sheep, a new lamb, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so I'm actually going to take this tractor back. Just realized what I was doing. I'm like, I could have put this on the Case Puma, left the T8 up there, but I'm going to bring the T8 up there to do the manure, because the T8 needs to go up anyways, because our slurry spreader is up at the BGA. We're going to zip right back up here and grab that manure, head up to our orchard, make sure our orchard is topped off with manure, because one of them we only got like half full, and that's why I said I need to upgrade this trailer up here to hold 12,000 liters. I think I topped off the trailer. Hopefully I did. Looks like she's got a full load in there. And it does. Oh, I was ready to say I should be able to make that corner, and I clipped absolutely nothing. I clipped nothing. And this farm kind of needs a tidy up as well. I got implements everywhere. Alright, before we go to bed, I just want to make sure that these are all set to go. Nice cornfield. I like to bring my forage wagon up, forage harvester up here and just rip through that, but we don't own that field. And we have our own corn anyways. Yep, we still have some manure in there, so we weren't losing any cash, but it was getting kind of low. And now we don't have to worry about it for a couple days. And in the future we actually could put more down, but right now I think we're good for a while. We got enough to spend on anyways. I'm actually just going to fast forward the time a little bit. I want to see what these look like during the nighttime. Nice little spotlights here. I thought they were actually pointing towards the trees, but I guess not. As we wait for it to get darker and darker. There we go. Now you can kind of see how it looks. Not too bad. Turn the speed on that back down. Well, I'm going to bring this guy back to the farm, or the silo down here. I need lights. And I shall see you in the morning to where this T8 will be pulling a slurry spreader. And we'll put a layer of manure down, or a layer of fertilizer down on that field. Got up early this morning. Got the T8 already down in the field ready to go with the sprayer. And now here we are with the tanker. Obviously we're going to need more slurry than what we have. I don't know how many trips I'm going to need because I don't know how fast this slurry sprayer is going to use what it has. As we see, we got plenty of digestate. It doesn't show it on here, does it? No, it doesn't. It's got our slurry and our manure, but it does not show how much digestate we have unless I click. I stopped it, so we still have quite a bit amount of digestate. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember selling that much liquid slurry and manure, but maybe I have. We have been selling some silage here as well. But we have what we have, so it's time to start using it. And saving ourselves some cash on artificial fertilizer or liquid fertilizer. Yeah, look at the traffic. We're just going to pull out here, or I'll be here all day long. I can't get rid of the traffic jam. And since you're all in a row, there should be no one coming really the other way. There is a couple cars that are not in the traffic jam for some reason. They need to get with the program and join the others. It's almost like the traffic is on follow me or something. Now I even forgot how wide of a sprayer that we got. Was it 12 meters? Or was it 9? I don't remember. But as you can see, our money went up quite a bit. We actually got like 16 grand from property income overnight. Sleeping 9 hours, whatever it was. Alright, sir, you can stop right there. Yep, so here is our horse sprayer. Slurry tanker. It says 21,000 right on it. Yeah, I don't know how wide this is, but it's as wide as it can be. Need to switch on the right implement because I actually have two behind us. Alright, I have to look now because I would like to know slurry tanks on down here. That's 12 meters. That's okay. Wait. Where are we here? Oh, this is the one we have right here. This is the one we have. Alright, so it is 12 meters. Alright. Let's go ahead and... Did I not turn it on here? Is there a different key to turn it on than usual? Oh, I'm not on the right implement. That would be helpful. Wait, so I turned on the tanker, so I got to turn this on as well. Turn on slurry tanker. Alright, so I'm not spraying any digestate down, so I'm doing something wrong here. The injector is not lowered? Alright, so that's my problem. There we go. That would help. Alright, I thought it was lowered. Alright, Live and learn. Live and learn. Alright, we can turn the HUD off. Probably somewhere screaming at the screen, you gotta lower the injector. Yep, haven't used this one before, obviously. And I'm just trying to see how much we're going through on the tank, and we're not going through it that quick. Which is good, in a way. But we have so much digestate to use. And even though the working speed is 10 miles an hour, it seems like it's slow because I'm used to the other one that we use. I think the spray speed on that one is 16. Yeah, it's actually going through it at a decent rate, I think. I probably won't even get around the field once this way. But obviously as we go along, the radius of the field will get smaller and smaller. But it feels good to be doing some slurry spreading for a change. And when it comes time to do the big field, we're going to go through lots of it, and I'll probably be upset that I didn't go with a bigger sprayer then. But for the most part, our fields are on the... This will be the perfect size for our fields, really. The big field is the exception over there. This field here is getting on the big side, but it's nothing that this thing cannot handle for sure. Well, I was wrong there. We did make it around the field once. And I think I would make it right down to the end of this row as well. Then we'll grab our truck and tanker and come fill this guy up. Somewhere along the lines. I don't think I'll be able to get the whole field done with what we have down here. I'll probably have to make another trip to the BGA. And refill the tanker. And by doing so, I may have to buy a water tanker at some point. We have a milk tanker. I could just throw some water in there. But I don't think any of our animals require water, but we're going to find out later on because the job we're going to do after this is take care of our animals. Alright, let's go ahead and pop up to our truck. Like I said last episode, now with the Mercury Farms kind of running on its own and we're doing well, we're just going to take our job slower and slower and slower. I'm not going to rush as much to get fields reseeded and get the crops growing. Because we're getting to the stage now to where we just about have everything we need other than, you know, it'd be nice to have the cotton and the root crop harvester. But when we get that far, it's almost, whoops, don't want to hit my tractor there. What button do I have to hit to unload? Oh, it's I on this one, okay. Yeah, we're getting to the point on the farm to where we almost have everything we need. Like I said, we also got plenty of fields already, so I don't expect to buy any more fields because we got probably too many already. That's lowered. Alright, the sprayer is it not down this time? No, it's down all the way. Alright. Do I have to raise it up? Alright, so I had to raise it up and set it back down in order for it to activate. Alright. I'll get the hang of it. Bear with me, kids. My first day on a farm. I was like, okay, the sprayer's down this time. Why isn't it coming on? I lifted it up, put it back down, came right on. I'll come back, get some bits and stuff later on. Not going to be too concerned about getting the entire field sprayed correctly. Yeah, so even after we spray this field here, I'm not going to be interested in reseeding it right away. We're going to go up and take care of the animals, probably to wrap up the episode there. And probably next episode, I may start looking into those little small fields right over there for our parking lot area. May start working on that. But with the money that we have, I got to start figuring out, do I want to do the cows now, or do I want to buy more implements? And I think it probably all comes down to that Total Mix Rations mixer. I got to see how much that thing goes for. Because when we start getting that many cows, it's almost worth having the mixer. I know not long ago I said, we don't need it yet, but that's only when we have 80 cows. If we're going to buy some, with this amount of money, if we buy like another 80 cows, we have 160 cows, that's going to be a lot of food. And traveling back and forth with a 60,000 liter mixer, which is a pretty big mixer, but it's going to take quite a few trips. And like I said, I've been wanting a silo up at the animal farm anyways to put the hay, straw, and silage in and just make it up there. So why spend the $50,000, which is a cheap silo, to put it in, and I can spend probably an extra 75 grand maybe and just put the mixer down itself and be ready to go. Now, usually in Farming Simulator we go for the Verstad sprayer, which is a 30 meter sprayer. But I think I can almost hook up a bigger sprayer to this if I wanted to. But we'll see how this goes. It's 12 meters. It's a decent size, so. And like I said, I'm not really in a rush to get it done. It's actually kind of relaxing to be using a different equipment than I've used before. And we're doing a job that we haven't quite done in this map yet, so it's kind of relaxing, just kicking back and slowly working on a field for a morning. Just have visited the BGA one more time with a tanker. We are almost done with the field, but yeah, we ran a little short. And as I was getting along, I'm like, you know what? I'm not sure this sprayer is working for that kind of size field, so while the tanker was filling up, I went and browsed in the shop for a couple of things. Numero uno, the Total Mix Rations mixer is like $135,000, which is something we can afford right now. And I was looking at the sprayer for the tanker that we have. So the sprayer meter width we have is 12 meters. You can actually get the 36 meter wide one for the same tanker. I would keep both sprayers because we could use the sprayer that we have now for the smaller fields and buy I think it's called the Draper, and I'll show you why that's filling up here. Yeah, so I was in silos. Yeah, the Total Mix Rations mixer is actually 132. And in slurry tanks, we come on down here. I was trying to see the difference between, the only difference between this tanker and this tanker, they both hold 21,000 liters, so there's no difference there other than you need a truck to haul this one. So this is an injector 12 that we have, and of course that means 12 meters, or the drag hose, I guess they call it, is 36 meters, but it hooks up to the same tank. So like this field here, that would probably really come in handy. It has taken me a while to do this, but it's been relaxing because it's a different kind of a job we're doing. I've gotten good at lowering just the spray. Oh, I keep wanting to call it the spray arm, but I guess it's actually an injector because it's actually injecting it into the ground. But yeah, I think buying the drag hose, I guess, the 36 meter drag hose for this field, and obviously the big field behind us, is something that we probably will be doing. Too bad the tanker isn't just a little bit bigger, but it's not that bad. As you can see here, So let's see. This holds 21,000 liters, and the tanker we have is 55. So that's like 76,000 liters of digestate that we've used on this field so far. And obviously I got a ways to go. So we're just going to say probably going to use somewhere around 100,000 liters of digestate to fertilize this field. So in the realm of things, saying that we have 800,000 liters of digestate really isn't that much, especially when it comes time to when we have the big field. That may take probably 250 to 300,000 liters to fertilize that field. But this is working out very well, and knowing now that we can buy the drag hose, which is going to be 3 times the working width, it'll cut down the working time. Because I've been at this for about 2 in-game hours. I think we started somewhere around 6:30 in the morning, and now it's almost 9 o'clock in the morning, so... But we're doing just fine. And hopefully when we seed it in a day or so, we'll get our second stage of fertilization down, so we don't have to worry about fertilizing. It'll just be doing some weed control. Yeah, so you can see if this was like 3 times the working width, you could probably get through this field a lot faster. Well, obviously you can get through the field a lot faster, but this field here is probably just a little bit too big for this width. Especially when you got a lot of other chores to do on the farm. I'm not going to worry about every little, where I was doing the corners here. I'm not going to worry about these little corner pieces that I was missing. We'll just grab a couple here. And I got to get that nice little cubby hole down that little corner. But obviously if we get the drag hose, we're going to go through the slurry a lot faster because we're covering more of an area at once. But it should be the same amount that you use for the whole field, I would assume. In theory, it should be. Almost a perfect square here. Yeah, so our next step might be buying the mixer, and with the remaining money we have left over, purchase more cows. Now, I did just check on the price of canola. The high price right now that we have is like $6.70. Yeah, so we have like 200 and some odd thousand liters of canola sitting in that silo. I'm actually thinking, at first I said, well, like I said, I'd like to move that silo, put a new silo down and move that stuff over. That's what I want to spend the money on. But those fields have crops growing in them right now, so I don't want to destroy them with crops in it. Might as well, we bought those fields with the crops in it, might as well wait until they're ready for harvest and get some cash out of it before we convert it over to a parking area / merged field with the other fields that we have that we haven't touched yet in a while. But that other field, once we get to it, over by the livestock market, that's going to be a huge field. And that's why I upgraded the trailer last episode to 90,000 liter capacity, because when we start harvesting that huge field, it's going to be a few trips back and forth. They're just about done here. Probably have to fill up from the tanker one more time. Now I'm getting the hang of this slurry tanker slash injector. Yeah, it's kind of neat. So now, like when I take the corners, I just have to lift up the injector, and it doesn't use any slurry, but you can leave the tanker on. But I think definitely next time, before we do this field, and of course the other field by the livestock market, I think getting the drag hose sprayer would be a wise choice. Like I said, but that's, I mean, this gets the job done. It was just, took this a little bit too long for my liking. Alright, let's go up to my tanker. I will top this guy off because I don't have enough to finish that little section over there. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, so I can turn the tanker off even though I'm not selected on it. Interesting. That's what I'm saying about key binding. So when I'm in the truck, to unload the tanker into this one, I have to hit the I key. But when I'm in this guy and I have the tanker, I hit the R key to fill it up. So alright, so let's go ahead and turn the tanker on. Lower the injector. Make a couple passes. And we'll let this field soak for a day or so before we go ahead and reseed it. The question is, what do I want to put in here? I have time to think about it. But it is nice to have the cash, because now we have choices of what equipment we want to buy. But before I spray this field another time, or the big field over by the livestock market, I think spend $35,000 and just get the bigger. I'm scratching my truck. Get the bigger sprayer. Oh, it's actually the tracks on my tanker, because they turn. Come on. Get unstuck from my truck. Yeah, scratch it more. Thank you. We're good to go. So hopefully that canola price goes up, and that field of canola is now ready for harvest as well. So even more canola. Yep, my farm is starting to look like a mess. I'm going to do some cleanup before I head back to the Pacific Northwest in a couple days. But we're going to come up here and grab this guy. No, I don't want the pallet forks. We need the shovel for our last chore of the episode, which is obviously clean out the animals. I haven't been taking care of my animals as much as I should. Now it'll be interesting to see when seasons comes along how much it affects the animals' productivity when you got a dirty feed trough area. It's over here. Yeah, so I think if we buy the mixer, we can put the mixer right over here. I mean, it's a big expense, but it saves us from putting a silo down, and then I can sell the mixer as well and get some money back. So in a way, I don't want to say we're going to break even on it, but it is going to make our life just a little bit easier feeding that many cows. I probably should check while I'm here. So the cows, well, they're clean. They got plenty of water. They got plenty of straw. Total mix rations, they're fine. The sheep may need some water, but the chickens, water, wheat and barley. I mean, they're fine on the water. But, I mean, we can top them off. It doesn't take much to turn on the water. I'm just surprised that with the add-on for the chickens for the water, when you give them water, you don't get charged for it. I don't know if that's map-based or how that is done. And I can just leave that on. And if I come on down here, yeah, slowly filling up with water. And those automatically turn off, I do believe. It's been a while since I used it. So we'll leave it on, head on down to the sheep, see how they're doing. Clean them out. And wrap up the episode. So it's been a pretty productive day. We got some hay now in storage. But obviously we're going to need more. So in a couple days I'll probably have to mow the grass and repeat the process. Because we got some hay, but we don't have an extreme amount either. And of course all these fields over here we do own. We're just waiting for the sunflowers to be ready for harvest. We're going to harvest the sunflowers, then we'll get in there with the tree harvester, cut down all the trees, and then bring them over to the sawmill. And then clean up the stumps, and then plow that whole field and merge the other field. I'm not even going to bother seeding that field over there until we get it all merged, so that's going to be sitting there for a while. Sometimes that's good for a field, though. Let it, I don't know, there's a word I'm looking for there, and I can't think of it. I could just say let it air out, but that's not what you want to do. I wonder if the sheep will be able to take this, because we fed them last night with the hay. Oh, it's only 6. Man, it looks like you're picking up a lot of hay slash grass there, and it's like 600 liters. So yeah, they're going to take all that no problem. Now, how have you guys been doing in here? I need to bring down the extra wool pallets now. Oh wow, so we got 40, probably almost 50,000 liters of wool. Closed door. No, I don't want to grab the pallet. Let go. There we go. So they're doing wonderful. Our animals are all doing wonderful. Actually, how much milk do we have as well? Something I should probably keep track of. 20,000. So we wow, they got 244,000 liters of slurry. Wow, tons of manure. Oh wow, yeah, we're gonna, well, if we get more cows, yeah, we're gonna have tons of fertilizer, if you will, between manure and slurry. But yeah, but that's gonna do it for today, guys. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy the episode. We got to use our slurry sprayer injector. That was a nice, interesting job to do. Haven't done that in a while. Like I said, thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you next time on Mercury Farms. But until then, have a good one.